You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Kyle Butts trial is coming to a close this morning as closing arguments set to be made.
But first, a travel program for senior citizens in Pittsburg, Kansas.
And our weather considerably calmer and much colder out there this morning. We got to look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 a.m. on this finally Friday, January the 9th. And of course, yesterday, a very busy day, rough day for some folks, especially in Independence. Some damage from those severe thunderstorms we had. And we'll have more on that in a moment. But going back to, and we're hearing these same stories of folks now in Independence doing good. We've got another story of folks doing good.
Well, because sometimes all a person needs to feel better is to get out for a little bit. Pittsburgh's Parks and Recreation Department figured this out with the help of some Young at Heart residents.
And this week's Doing Good report, KOAM's Ty Parks hits the road to check out the Timeless Travelers program.
One time during a game of bingo, some of the senior citizens in Pittsburgh, Kansas mentioned they would like to travel places, and with that question, Timeless Travelers was created. Recreational Program Manager Josie Maple says,
Timeless Travelers is our travel program for senior citizens. There is not an age limit or anything, but it is designed for senior citizens.
Twice a month, the Timeless Travelers load up in a van and do gas-tank trips. They are all places they can get to and back within one day.
Yeah, so we try to do a wide variety. We do some casinos, museums, shows. That way we kind of get them out and see different things.
There is a small fee which covers gas and tickets for the seniors. However, Pittsburgh Parks and Rec has received grants in the past to keep costs down.
What I like about it is it gives me an opportunity to see something, go someplace, and experience something new. And I get to meet new people. We like to be with a group of people occasionally and make new friends. And so I think if we are given those opportunities, it kind of, lightens up your life and gives you a fun attitude towards things, something to look forward to.
In Pittsburgh, Kansas, wishing the Timeless Travelers bon voyage, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Well, Pittsburgh Parks and Rec is looking for another van they can use to take more people on the trips. They say there's always a wait list, and it's no wonder.
It's an impressive journey for these young folks, and it's a great opportunity for them also to get out. You hear that a lot. That's why during the holidays there's a lot of programs where you can go and get gifts for seniors, visit them, be a friend to them because they can't get out. And programs like this are certainly beneficial.
And gosh, I kind of wish I could do it, go out and be like, okay, instant make some friends for a little bit. How about that? That sounds fun.
Oh, maybe you can tag along. Maybe you can volunteer at some point and tag along with them. And if you are heading out today, you're going to want that jacket this morning because it is a bit on the chilly side. We're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Now, something we discussed earlier this morning on the KOAM side is that we just want to take this particular day, this time this morning, now things have calmed down, to remind folks, yesterday is the perfect example that severe weather can happen at any time in the 4 states. We have a severe weather season, yes, and that's where severe weather is more likely to occur. But it really can happen any time, and so you always need to make sure you've got that plan in place, ready to go at a moment's notice, because it can happen. And it did. Now, thankfully, the situation was not worse than what it could have been. If this was the spring, that same system that we got yesterday would have been considerably worse. But I know for folks in Independence, it is worse. They were hit head on by this, and they are cleaning up today, and I know we're going to have more on that, but just it's one of those things, just a harsh reminder, unfortunately. We have to be ready to go anytime. Right now, though, cloudy skies downtown Pittsburgh. Now, some of you, especially out west, are already starting to clear. Westco Camera 7th and Rangeline in Joplin, still see those clouds out there. Heading over to the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, 171 here, looking good this morning. And our final stop, of course, the MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline, looking good as well this morning. Quick look at those temperatures for you. 42 in Joplin, 48 in Pittsburgh. And around the region, we've got mid-upper 30s a little further to the west. I think Something doesn't seem right about that, and I say that because we've been going on, 2 hours now of the show, and that's a huge temperature jump from where Pittsburgh was reporting earlier. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that just seems a little unusual. Outside of that, though, low mid-40s out there, so a chilly start. All of us, see this little anomaly here? It's not making sense right there. I think there might be a data error. We're anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees colder, though, this morning than where we were 24 hours ago at this same time. So again, it's a pretty big drop. It's still technically above normal, but it is colder. Today, partly cloudy skies. Future track sending it some showers later this afternoon. Don't think that's likely. We do have some isolated to widely scattered shower chances, but I think those better chances are going to come after about 7 o'clock this evening. But again, they're going to be isolated to widely scattered. Not everyone will see rain this evening. We're going to go low 40s by 9, upper 40s by noon. Most of us into the low 50s for those highs, and northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour with clouds increasing later this evening. Now, we do have the chance for maybe a wintry mix for a few of us tonight, and temperatures actually continue to drop into the upcoming weekend. We'll go over those details with you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Closing arguments are expected this morning for an Independence, Missouri man on trial for 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder in Baxter Springs, Kansas. Testimony wrapped up yesterday at the Cherokee County, Kansas courthouse in the trial of Kyle Butts. Butts is accused in the shooting deaths of 47-year-old Jeremy Murphy of Pineville, Missouri, and 59-year-old Craig Gwynn of Anderson, Missouri, and wounding 27-year-old Seth Gwynn of Pineville. All 3 were shot in November of 2022. Under questioning, Butts admitted to the shooting, but argued that he acted out of concern for his own safety. Other witnesses who testified included psychologists and who evaluated Butts from both the prosecution and the defense. A special agent with the KBI involved with the case also testified. The case is expected to go to jury today. Well, some home and business owners in Montgomery County, Kansas are cleaning up damage from yesterday's severe storms. Among the properties damaged, the Hub Church in Independence, Kansas. Witnesses along West Main Street say strong winds swept through around 9:45 yesterday morning, damaging the church and spreading debris.
Thank the Lord, there was nobody in the building at the time, so everybody was safe. And so as soon as it happened, we're good friends with the businesses across the street. So we started getting calls and texts and messages, and so we were able to respond real quick.
Pastor Norvell estimates it will take at least several weeks or possibly months to repair the church. In the meantime, he anticipates holding services at nearby locations. A possible tornado hit central Oklahoma yesterday. At least 5 tornado warnings were issued in the southern and central parts of the state. This is what it looks like in Purcell, south of Oklahoma City. The storm damaged homes, knocked down trees, and scattered tree limbs. The McLean County Emergency Manager says part of Purcell suffers a power outage. The National Weather Service has not confirmed if the damage was caused by a tornado. Employees from Successful Dream Support Services in Independence in Parsons, Kansas have been struggling these past couple months as they are expected to still work and not get paid. KOAM's Nellie Lopez talks with several employees who voiced their concerns and struggles, hoping to get answers from the owners.
January 1st of this year that we was going to get a big raise. It's finally going to make it up to us. And we come in the 29th of December without even a paycheck.
It's been a confusing time for employees of Successful Dreams.
I had never seen Roger a day in my life until he couldn't pay us.
He walked out in the middle of all of us talking to him to his truck and left, leaving us still wondering when or if we're going to get paid.
All the staff that works at this location in Independence, at the day service, at client group homes, some of these staff need 24-hour care. And all of these staff are still continuing to do it without any money.
But it's not just about a paycheck. It's concerns from what will happen to the clients.
JCS, Donna, Maria, all of them are just wonderful people, and they're still there. They said they will not walk out on these guys.
Guardians of the clients and workers question why management has told them the money issues came from health insurance related accounts.
Back in October, that they started getting the red flags from Sunflower saying that they wouldn't pay because they got overpaid because they were billing under 2 different NPIs.
And then he was saying that Sunflower was taking money from their account without them knowing, and it's like, well, that's against the law.
What they claim are just excuses from management. Management that is also blocking employees from receiving help.
We can't get food stamps because they won't answer their
any of the calls for the DCF offices or the Department of Labor or any other company or corporation that the state of Kansas has for situations like this. They're not even fielding any of the phone calls.
We've also attempted to call the CEO of Successful Dreams.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
I'm not here to speak as an upset employee. I'm here speaking as a disgruntled father. This entire situation is messing with my ability to take care of my family, and I don't appreciate it. As for the outcome, justice.
In Independence, Kansas, I'm Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Staff say the last paycheck they received was on December 15th. We'll continue to update this story as it develops. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we'll be discussing the upcoming Battle of the Badges event, a community blood drive and chili cook-off in Pittsburgh. Well, welcome back. We're joined this morning with Paul Lyle from the American Red Cross. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Samantha.
And you guys have an exciting blood drive coming up in Pittsburgh that's become a beloved annual tradition here.
Yes, this is the 12th annual Battle of the Badges, where the Pittsburgh Police Department and fire departments battle one another to see who makes the best chili while we're collecting that life-saving blood.
Amazing. And like you said, it's the 12th year for this. What's been the community response before with this?
Well, the community response has been wonderful. You know, we do 6 community 2-day blood drives a year in Pittsburgh, and normally we do anywhere from 50 to 60 units, but for this one we'll probably do closer to 75, maybe even 100.
And how fierce is that competition between the police and fire?
Well, it's brutal, let me tell you. I mean, now there are unconfirmed rumors that when the fire department's out on a call, the police department is going in and place listening devices in there. And we understand that a member of the police department may be being held incommunicado at an undisclosed location and replaced by a humanoid. I mean, the competition is very fierce.
Anything to win kind of thing.
Anything to win.
Amazing.
And of course now this year the fire department is under new leadership. They have a brand new fire chief, so he would love to make his mark by having the department win.
Yes, I mean, I have covered this story in the past, and it is a fierce competition, and not only between them, but the community members who come out to vote as well when they donate.
They do, and you know, some of them will sit there for 10 or 15 minutes trying to decide which chili they like better. But let me tell you something, the whole purpose of this is to collect that life-saving blood, and right now the Red Cross has a critical need for blood. It's wintertime. The weather works against us. The holidays work against us. And right now, every 2.5 seconds, someone needs blood somewhere in our region.
Amazing. And, you know, how long does it take to go and, you know, give a little bit of your time and be able to make such a difference?
Well, you know, if you come in just to make a donation and don't sit around and talk and eat the chili, maybe a half an hour. There's also something called Power Red donations, which we really encourage if you have a negative blood type, O negative, A negative, B negative. That takes about an hour, but that way we collect twice as many red blood cells and we can freeze them and use them for up to a year.
And that's so important. And, you know, this is like we've said, such a beloved community tradition. If somebody's listening at home and wants to get involved, you know, where can they go to learn more information?
Well, they can go to our website, which is redcrossblood.org, and you just type in your zip code and, you know, you can make your appointment there. Also, we want to let everybody know that everyone who comes to the blood drive during this month is registered to get a trip to the Super Bowl out in Santa Clara, California. Now, you know, it's not necessarily going to be someone from this region who wins, but your name's going to be in there, and someone's going to win that all-expenses-paid trip to the Super Bowl.
And that's going to be great fun, even if, you know, our beloved Kansas City Chiefs are not going to be there.
Well, you know, there's always next year.
Always next year. So for this year's, you know, Battle of the Badges blood drive, when and where is that going to be?
It's going to be held at the First Christian Church this year, and that's 705 East Centennial, and it's Wednesday the 21st of January and Tuesday the 22nd.
Amazing. And do people need to register beforehand online?
We appreciate that. We will have walk-ins, and we love to have walk-ins, but please go to redcrossblood.org and make your appointment.
I can't wait to see who takes home the trophy this year.
Oh, we'll know, because the ballots will be counted by the county clerk and it will be certified.
It's going to be official.
It's official.
Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining us this morning.
No, thank you, Samantha. You know, as always, KOM and Fox 14 been very good to the Red Cross over the years.
We appreciate your guys' work so much. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:19 now on this Friday morning. And after a very busy day yesterday, we are looking better today. We're going to have partly cloudy skies out there, but we should be dry. Future track again, still hinting at some showers later this afternoon. I think any isolated rain chances we have won't really start to move in until closer to 7 or 8. Now, bear in mind, this is not necessarily a rain everywhere situation, but we will have some scattered showers. It is showing a little more of a chance of snow in our far northern counties than it was earlier. There is the possibility, as temperatures drop tonight, especially up north where it tends to get a little colder, that we could see a transition to a wintry mix, or now in this case, maybe even some light snow. No accumulations are expected at this time, but with temperatures dropping, it could result in some of the rain potentially freezing, especially on bridges and overpasses, and on some of the back roads, maybe some patchy black ice. So overnight tonight, in the early tomorrow morning, and even up north here, even if you don't see the wintry mix or even that light snow, you just get the rain and then the rain stops. As temperatures continue to drop, it could still pose some problems with slick spots as we go overnight into tomorrow morning. So just keep that in mind. By Saturday, though, after a mostly cloudy start, skies clear pretty quickly. We're breezy tonight. We're breezy tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow a little cooler than what we're expecting today. And we're already, in some cases, 25 degrees colder now than where we were 24 hours ago. And that trend continues, believe it or not, even into Sunday. We're expecting clear skies still, but temperatures will be even cooler across the area as we head into Sunday afternoon. So some pretty chilly temperatures on the way for the area. As for today, you can see Joplin still cloudy. Pittsburgh's still cloudy. But further west, skies are beginning to gradually clear. So we're looking at partly cloudy skies. You have to remember, partly cloudy, it's a broad term for our region. All right, so some locations will be mostly cloudy. Others may be mostly clear. This is kind of a broad descriptor for our region. All of us, though, eventually reaching that partly cloudy status. Low 40s to start, mid 40s by 11 a.m. Into the afternoon, most of us, again, low 50s for highs, but some upper 40s not out of the question. So, again, a pretty chilly day compared to the last few days. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Now, those northeast winds late this evening and overnight pick up, start gusting to 25. Showers start building in this evening, and as temperatures drop a bit, some of you may get that brief wintry mix out there. Most of us again into the low 30s, so getting close to freezing across the area. But again, our northern counties could fall back into the upper 20s, and so that's why again we have the concerns about the potential for some freezing, maybe some patchy black ice, slick spots here and there. So just be cautious tomorrow morning. We're going to go into the upper 40s tomorrow. Northeast winds still gusting to 25. Look at Saturday night, mid 20s. Believe it or not, that's seasonable. That's what I'm saying. Even though it's colder this morning, we're still technically above normal. We're going to be in the mid-20s tomorrow night, upper 30s and low 40s for Sunday. Then we get this warm up again, Monday, Tuesday. Another system, the rain chances, at least right now, not looking overly impressive, but it does lead to a gradual drop in temperatures. And while it's not time to raid the bread and the milk just yet, we do have some at least flurry or snow shower chances toward the end of next week. As you can see, daytime temperatures on the mild side, at least for snow, but overnights we do get a bit on the cold side, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Today in Health Watch, a major pharmaceutical company agrees to lower drug prices for some consumers. Johnson & Johnson says it has agreed to a deal with President Donald Trump's administration to lower prices and increase access to common prescriptions. The deal will also exempt the company's drugs from tariffs. The lower cost will be applied to drugs offered in the Medicaid program, as well as the new direct-to-patient platform dubbed Trump Rx. The agreement follows similar deals between Trump's administration and other major pharmaceutical companies. People who stop taking popular weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy could put the pounds right back on. A new University of Oxford review of research says many patients will return to their starting weight within 2 years of ending the treatment. The data shows this weight regain happens even faster than it does for people who lose weight through diet and exercise alone. The drugs work by mimicking a hormone that tells the brain and the gut that you're full. But once you stop the shots, experts warn your body may produce less of its own natural hormone and become less sensitive to its effects, making overeating more likely. Researchers say it's a reminder that obesity is a chronic condition that requires a long-term plan. Well, it's a virus most commonly linked with cervical cancer in women, but HPV is actually more common among men and is associated with rising rates of certain cancers, according to researchers from the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why an expert says misconceptions about HPV can put people at unnecessary risk.
It's the most common sexually transmitted infection in the U.S. About 13 million Americans, including teens, are infected with human papillomavirus or HPV every year, and lack of awareness may be putting many at risk.
HPV is extremely preventable with vaccination.
Dr. Electra Pasquette with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says many people don't know about the long-term cancer risk linked to HPV because only women can be tested for the virus. Experts say many mistakenly think they're primarily at risk. But every year in the U.S., HPV causes about 36,000 cases of cancer in both women and men.
It can remain in the body for many, many years, but it inserts itself into the DNA and can cause cancer to develop in up to 6 different sites of the body.
Those sites where cancer can appear from HPV are the cervix, vagina, vulva, penis, and in both men and women, the anus, as well as cancer in the back of the throat. But the CDC says HPV vaccination can prevent more than 90% of these cancers.
It is now recommended for boys and girls starting at age 9 and going through age 18. There is also a catch-up vaccine available up to age 26, and then from 26 to age 45 with shared decision-making with a physician.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, coming up, Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. Starbucks has been drawing workers' concerns and criticism. Baristas at the Starbucks in Little Rock, Arkansas have voted 15-5 to join Starbucks Workers United. It's now the 7th Arkansas store and 5th in Central Arkansas to unionize. That's out of some 80 stores statewide. Workers are demanding better hours, higher wages, and an end to alleged unfair labor practices as contract talks remain stalled. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're starting with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where skies are still cloudy out here in our eastern counties, but we are beginning to clear out to the west, and we all eventually begin to clear. Westco camera, 7th in range line. Cloudy skies, a bit of a dreary start, but thankfully a calmer start. These clouds not signaling storms or rain or anything like that for us, which is good. KDOT camera, 69-400, looking east along 171, looking good as well. And our final stop, of course, the MoDOT camera, 20th in range line. A lot of folks now out getting their day started, and a lot of these folks probably running the heat this morning because unlike yesterday, it is colder. We are sitting at 42 in Joplin, at 48 in Pittsburgh still. I said it's not impossible that that's it, but there's just a weird anomaly out there, and I'm just wondering if it's really that warm, but it's possible. Could be. Mid-upper 30s out to our east, and then as you head west, as you head further east, we start seeing some low 40s out there, and our temperature dropping. See, that's what I'm saying. It's this weird spot here that has suddenly warmed, and it just doesn't jive. But it's not impossible. Most of us, though, anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees colder now than where we were 24 hours ago. That's the power of that cold front from yesterday. Not just the storms, but the colder air with it. We should start going partly cloudy as we head through the day into the afternoon. As I've mentioned earlier, future tracks hinting showers by late afternoon. I don't think that's very likely. Our better chances come in after 7. Now, these be isolated to widely scattered, but we could get a few showers out there. And places where temperatures drop a little bit more could see a brief wintry mix. No accumulations expected tonight, but could lead to some slick spots. Even if you don't see that transition and you just have the rain and it stops, the rain on the roadways could still freeze, especially bridges and overpasses, so be cautious tonight into tomorrow morning. As for today, low 40s by 9, upper 40s by noon. Most of us highs into the low 50s, clouds increasing later this evening, and northeast winds at about 5 to 10. Even though it is colder today compared to yesterday in the last few days, it's going to be cooler tomorrow and even colder by Sunday. I'm talking about how cold this weekend's going to get in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh is celebrating its 50th anniversary. The celebration kicked off yesterday, followed by a chamber coffee and ribbon cutting yesterday. The family-owned grocer, founded in 1976, honored its legacy with promotional giveaways, including a grand prize 2026 Jeep Gladiator. Ron thanked the community for 5 decades of support throughout the festivities.
Our customers and our employees have been such a rich part of our family these 50 years. We have employees that I would say they are family to us.
The 50th anniversary celebration continues Saturday with a 50-foot cake. The Missouri Department of Transportation looks to make improvements to Route 96 or Central Avenue from just west of I-49 to Garrison Avenue in Carthage this summer in a $15.3 million project. The work will include pavement, traffic flow, safety, and sidewalk upgrades. An in-person meeting with project staff will be held Thursday, January 22nd from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at the Carthage Water and Electric Plant Community Room. Head over to KOAMNewsNow.com for more details, including options for a virtual meeting. Well, the oldest citizen in Jasper County celebrated her 106th birthday yesterday. Helen Hubbard lives at St. Luke's in Carthage, and they threw her a little party. She is a World War II veteran and a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. This year, St. Luke's staff invited Helen's good friend, K.C. Wolf, the Kansas City Chiefs mascot. There was also music, cake, smiles, and plenty of photos. KOAM's Shannon Becker asked Helen the secret to a long life. She said having a positive outlook and her faith in God. You can see more from the party, photos, and videos on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Astronomers have a new theory about a mysterious unknown astronomical object known as Cloud 9. Well, welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon. Thanks for joining us.
Are you doing well today?
I am. How are you?
I was just recovering from that wind yesterday. My goodness.
It was something else.
Did you see we have a video up of the Columbus, in Columbus at the courthouse,
Yes.
the pole coming down?
I think a lot of people didn't realize just how strong the storms were here. You know, we were hearing no reports out of Oklahoma and Independence, Kansas, but, seeing that video, you're like, oh, it was right here as well.
Intense, quickly. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. Live and local, what's happened where you live. This is Northwest Joplin. The other night, I was out with Joplin police at a different incident, and sirens went off for this fire. It spread from an adjoining, it was like a camper next door. They'd been burning some leaves, which, not really the good time of the year to burn. It has, of course, rained since then. The home is a total loss. So it spread across the yard and then to the exterior of the residence. People were living there, but there were no utilities at the time of that. Total loss, like I said. Our number 2, KOAM News Now, live and local story. The driver that caused this crash was taken to hospital for serious injuries and given a summons to court for felony DWI. A man failed to yield at West 7th Street and Black Cat Road and T-boned a pickup truck. They both traveled off the roadway into the ditch there. It was quite a dramatic crash. Surprised that people weren't hurt worse. The driver of the pickup truck upside down there, you can see there's a roadside memorial that had gotten taken out in that crash, was not even injured. Went to the hospital on his own if he wanted to later, amazingly. Our number 1 story, tragedy in Anderson this last Sunday afternoon. We were there as police were taking a closer look at that crime scene, a tragedy of a young lady from Joplin, graduated from Joplin at Missouri Southern State University. They tell us later, a couple of days later, Anderson police released more details. It was an accidental shooting that occurred at that residence, and they are still investigating. As of now, we know no one has been arrested, however. Our bonus story of the week, it was a party yesterday. I got to party at work. Got to hang out with
Fun.
Helen Hubbard and the KC Wolf. I tell you, it was a big crowd. We had a really good time. I couldn't believe it.
That is a packed room.
Yeah, it was really packed. In the past, we've talked with Helen and the family for years now. It's been about 5 years. It was 2020 when she got to go to the AFC Championship game when her Chiefs finally made the playoffs, and then, of course, Super Bowl wins. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. So happy birthday to Helen, and thanks to all the staff at St. Luke's for hosting us. And most of all, thanks to the KC Wolf. He really made that party special. So it was great to have him come.
Amazing. I mean, 106. Can you imagine?
And she does not act like 106.
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, and she's Jasper County's oldest resident.
Yes, oldest resident.
There's even a Helen Hubbard Day now in honor of her.
Exactly.
So I can only wish to make it that far.
I think I am. I'm halfway there.
You're halfway there.
I am really.
I'm like a quarter. I'm not even a quarter of the way.
Oh, you got time, girl. You got time.
Well, thank you so much, Shannon. We appreciate your time. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:44 on this Friday morning, cruising into the weekend after, again, a very busy day yesterday with strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through the area. Today, considerably calmer, also cooler, and even though, again, as we showed you the temperatures earlier, we're upwards of 25 degrees colder now than we were yesterday, we're going to be even colder heading into the weekend, which we'll get to in just a moment, but first, today, we'll have partly cloudy skies. I know a lot of you out east here are still with those cloudy skies. It's a pretty dreary start. But at least those cloudy skies are not signaling storms like they did yesterday. We'll have the partly cloudy skies, and then Future Track again has been hinting at isolated showers late this afternoon, early evening. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility, but I think the overall chance that early is pretty low. It's going to be as this system gets a little closer that we're going to have some isolated to widely scattered showers across the area. Now, Future Track, I think, in its latest updates, also going a little overboard with some of the rain and the snow out in our northern counties. We could see, as temperatures drop, especially up north, a transition. I think this is a little more likely into a brief wintry mix. We're not expecting really much in the way of accumulations at all. Our bigger concern is simply going to be, even in places, let's say Fort Scott, you drop down to 25 tonight, but you never see the wintry mix. It's just the rain stops, dries out. Any rain on the bridges, overpasses, and especially the back roads that's still there could potentially freeze tonight. And that's going to be our bigger concern is slick spots, especially in the northern portions of our area where it gets a little colder as we go overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Like I said, the shower chances are out there, very isolated at this point. Saturday starts off mostly cloudy, then the skies clear out. It'll be breezy tonight. It'll be breezy tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Thank you, Annie. And the thing about it is it's not bringing the heat. In fact, tomorrow, highs expected to be a few degrees cooler than what we're expecting today. And as we go into Sunday, temperatures, see this little boundary push through, not much associated with it, just a few clouds, brings in a north wind and brings in even colder temperatures as we head into Sunday, but it does get us to be a little bit more seasonable. It's just going to feel really darn cold because we've had such a wild ride of temperatures. We've only had a handful of days this season where we've been average. Most of the time we've either been well above or in some cases pretty well below. As for today, though, we're still technically above average. We're going to start in the low 40s, mid 40s by the 11 o'clock hour, heading into the afternoon. Majority of us highs in the low 50s, up north maybe some upper 40s. Northeast winds at about 5 to 10. Late this evening, those northeast winds start gusting to 25. Shower chances start working in, and again, where temperatures drop at the right level, could get a wind.
Astronomers have a new theory about a mysterious, unknown astronomical object known as Cloud 9. Scientists say Cloud 9 appears to be a starless cloud dominated by dark matter.
Now, dark matter is believed to make up 85% of the total matter in the universe and can be detected due to its gravitational effects. Cloud 9 was first discovered 3 years ago.
But a new report says the object is the result of a failed galaxy. Scientists came to that conclusion after seeing Hubble telescope pictures, which revealed a lack of stars.
Astronomers say the research could lead to a better understanding of dark matter, how galaxies are formed, and how the universe was formed. For more information about the new research, you can check out Monday's edition of the Astrophysical Journal letters. Certainly interesting there. I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a space fan in general. Space is fascinating. That is interesting.
And I'm glad I chose journalism because I didn't understand half of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
At least I'm honest.
That's all right. I have just learned more than I ever probably should have. I've got so much useless information and some additional, possibly useful information. I don't know yet. I haven't read the whole thing. Every animal, from mammals and birds to fish and invertebrates, are being counted in the UK's Whipsnade Zoo's annual stock take. Now, there are more than 245 species of animals at the UK's largest zoo, and all must be accounted for.
Sounds like a real Noah's Ark situation. 2025 proved to be a big year for birds at Whipsnade Zoo. The count features precious additions like 2 reticulated giraffe calves, Hattie the red panda cub, and Ivor the domestic Bactrian camel, all born in 2025. The most recent addition was a newborn southern white rhino calf born on New Year's Eve.
Now that baby boy, who is yet to be named, was born to Mom Jasira and Dad Sizzle and brings the Conservation Zoo's total to 10 white rhinos. ZSL, the charity that runs Whipsnade Zoo, is celebrating its 200th anniversary.
The annual animal count is a requirement of its license, but also a vital tool for the zoo's contribution conservation breeding programs. Following the count, the final numbers will be shared with zoos and aquariums around the world via an international database, which helps conservationists manage important breeding programs for endangered species.
That's a lot of counting. I mean, it's not like the census though. You can't just mail something to the animals and expect them to fill it out and
you
send
get different
it back.
little hoof prints and paw prints.
You've got to go look and track them all. I couldn't
We got
imagine.
the pandas turned theirs in.
Oh my, well, that's a lot of animals to count.
Well, more animals. Brown Bears in Chicago joined in on the NFL fun ahead of tomorrow's wild card playoff game. The Bears, Tim and Jess, played with Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears themed boxes.
Now, both boxes were painted by zookeepers at the city's Brookfield Zoo. The Chicago Bears box contained meat and fruits, while the animals crushed the Packers box.
The two teams, the Bears and the Packers, will face each other tomorrow night.
And it's almost time for Animal Planet's annual Puppy Bowl. Team Rough will take on Team Fluff.
It's the only sports event I ever care about. This year's canine sports event on Super Bowl Sunday will look a little different. For the first time, there will be 15 pups with special needs.
And a special exhibition game will spotlight senior dogs available for adoption. Team Oldies versus Team Goldies. In all, the Puppy Bowl will highlight 150 dogs from more than 70 shelters.
For more information on the participating pups, you can visit puppybowl.com.
The Puppy Bowl, man, that's something else. There's a lot of different things that go on around the world, around the country, around everywhere.
Yes.
Lots of fun things. And you're right, that's probably one of the best sporting events out there. We got another Check Your Forecast Wake Up Recap right after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for January 9th, your top stories to start your day. A possible tornado hit central Oklahoma yesterday. At least 5 tornado warnings were issued in the southern and central parts of the state. This is what it looks like in Purcell, south of Oklahoma City. The storm damaged home, knocks down trees, and scatters tree limbs. The McLean County Emergency Manager says part of Purcell suffers a power outage. The National Weather Service has confirmed 4 tornadoes in Oklahoma, including Purcell. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And today, much cooler, much calmer, upper 40s, low 50s, partly cloudy skies, northeast winds 5 to 10. Into the evening, clouds increasing, some isolated to widely scattered showers. So not everyone will see precipitation tonight, but we could also see a brief transition, especially in our northern counties, to a wintry mix. Our bigger concern is just going to be as temperatures drop, some slick spots out there, especially bridges and overpasses, so be cautious. Back into the upper 20s, low 30s tonight. Northeast winds pick up, gusting to 25. Northeast winds still gusting to 25 tomorrow, cooler upper 40s, even colder Sunday, upper 30s, low 40s. Then we turn around, we warm back up again Monday and Tuesday. Another system comes in, starts dropping our temperatures toward the end of next week. Could get a few flurries, maybe a couple of snow showers by next Friday and Saturday. So don't run out and buy all the milk and bread yet, but just a heads up, we do have some potential snow chances on the way.
Well, some polar bears and
Speaking
other
of snow.
animals are enjoying snow at the Berlin Zoo. Take a look. The polar bears seem very comfortable rolling around in the powder.
They do. Look at it, man. It's It's like our dog, we get home and she just kind of throws herself on the couch and the floor. She looks just like that. Well, the white enclosures come as snow, ice, and freezing temperatures are hitting parts of Europe this week. Special experience for panda twins, Lenny and Lottie as well, who are experiencing snow for the first time this winter. But they got comfortable with it quickly, even doing some somersaults in the snow.
Other cold-tolerant species like brown bears, bison, and reindeer were seen enjoying the thick snow cover. The elephants, well, they all seem unbothered by it all.
And most of those animals there, they say, do not hibernate. Now, we're not expecting snow like that, but still really cute, very cool to see. That's going to do it for now. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.